You know what ruins a camping trip faster than anything? Your ice melting into water after just one day. But what if I told you there's a $2 trick that old-timers have been using for decades that stretches your ice to 3 full days? And the best part? You probably already have what you need at home right now. Let me show you exactly how this works. The problem with regular ice is simple. It melts fast, especially when it's packed in with warm food and the sun is beating down on your cooler. Most people just accept this and buy more ice. But that's not how the old farmers did it. They figured out something the ice companies don't want you to know. Here's the secret. You need to make your ice denser. See, regular ice melts quickly because it has air pockets trapped inside it. When you freeze water normally, those little air bubbles create weak spots. They're like tiny highways for heat to travel through. But if you remove those air pockets before the ice freezes, you get ice that's harder, colder, and lasts dramatically longer. And this is where that $2 comes in. You're going to need boiled water. That's it. 1 pot. Boiling water. Some people use distilled water, but honestly, boiled water works just as well and costs you nothing but time. Here's what you do. You boil your water and let it cool completely. This removes dissolved oxygen and air that would normally get trapped in ice crystals. Then you freeze it. That's the first step. But there's more to this trick. While your water is cooling, here's what else you need to know. You're going to freeze it in layers. This matters more than most people realize. Fill your container about halfway with that boiled water and stick it in the freezer. Let it freeze completely. We're talking overnight here. Once it's solid, add another layer of boiled water on top and freeze again. Do this one more time. 3 layers, 3 freeze cycles. Now why does this work? Each time you freeze, you're creating ice that's progressively denser and colder. The multiple freeze cycles push out even more of that trapped air. By the time you're done, you've got ice that's so dense it barely looks like regular ice. It's almost glassy. But wait, there's one more trick that the old-timers knew about. Salt. Just a little bit of salt. Not table salt though, rock salt. The kind that costs about $2 a bag at any hardware store. You don't use it on the ice itself. That would make it melt faster. Instead, you pack your cooler in a very specific way. Bottom layer of your cooler gets rock salt mixed with regular ice. Just a light dusting. Then your food layer. Then more of your boiled ice on top. Then another light salt layer. Then more food if you've got it. Then your densest boiled ice on the very top where it catches the most sun. The salt creates a chemical reaction with the ice that actually lowers the temperature even further. It's called endothermic crystallization. Fancy name for something that costs nearly nothing and works like magic. But here's the part that really gets people. Pre-cooling your cooler matters just as much as the ice itself. Before you pack anything, fill that cooler with ice for about an hour. Let it get ice cold. Then dump that ice and pack it the way I just described. This pre-cooling step cuts your ice melt time in half, all by itself. Now let's talk about real-world results, because this isn't theory. This is something people have been doing for generations. With standard grocery store ice in a normal cooler, you're looking at melted water by the end of day 1. Maybe day 2 if you're lucky and it's cool outside. With this method, 3 days. Full 3 days. Even in summer heat. I've seen people stretch it to 4 days if they barely open the cooler and it stays in shade. The total cost, $2 for the rock salt. Everything else you already have. Boiled water from your tap. A freezer in your garage or kitchen. And patience for 3 freeze cycles. That's genuinely it. There's one more secret that ties everything together though. How you pack matters. Don't just throw things in randomly. Dense items at the bottom near your ice. Lighter items toward the middle. Everything as tight as possible. Air pockets in your cooler are the enemy. Empty space means wasted cold. You want every inch working for you. Also, insulation matters. If your cooler has thin walls, even this trick has limits. But if you've got a decent cooler, this method absolutely transforms how long your ice lasts. And here's something most people never think about. The temperature of what you put in the cooler matters too. Pre-cool your food and drinks before you pack them. Warm items melt ice just from contact. Cold items help keep ice cold. It sounds obvious when you think about it, but most people grab warm food from the house and throw it in with ice. So let me recap this because it really is simple. Make ice from boiled water in 3 freeze cycles. Pack your cooler with layers of this dense ice and light rock salt. Pre-cool your cooler first. Pack everything tight with cold items. Keep it in shade when you can. And you'll have ice that actually lasts 3 days instead of 1. The old farmers knew that most problems have cheap solutions if you're willing to think differently. This ice trick is proof of that. $2, 3 days. It's that simple. Now, do me a favor. If you try this before your next camping trip or cooler day, come back and let me know how it works for you. I'd genuinely love to hear about it. And if you know someone who's always complaining about their ice melting, share this with them. They'll thank you when their cooler is still full of ice at the end of day 3.